Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Business Podcast, your source for all things business. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today is a very special Reunion 2020 episode. What is that? That's when I bring on a guest I had on in the past, and I liked them so much I had to bring him right on back. So today's return guest is David Hankins, and he's owner and co-creator over at Power Squared Comic Books. David, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So I'm excited to see what kind of things you've done since our last conversation. I know you have some announcements coming up for a Kickstarter and some other things. Why don't we just to start off with, I don't want to assume all our new listeners caught the first episode or had a chance to go back. Let's just start with about the comic book and about the series. Explain more about that for us, please.
Okay, the comic book is about twin brothers who were going to college, who discovered that they were granted superpowers when they were young. And my sons, who are actually twins, we came up with the idea as sort of we had been to Comic-Con a lot, and we were just looking for something that maybe we could do, and the idea of having twins as superhero is unique. There wasn't really much out there, so we thought we would give it a shot.
Oh, that's awesome. And so tell us a little bit more about some of the storylines and how they were created.
Well, we basically we kind of brainstormed as the three of us. We had how they find out they have the powers. Then they meet the person that actually gave them the powers. And there's somebody, Dr. Atlas is the main villain. He's trying to take the powers away. He believes that there's something in their blood called the Viribus compound that is sort of a residual of having these powers. And if he can take that away, then you'll lose the powers, and he can take those powers and weaponize them and, have an army of super soldiers that can do, can be invisible or teleport or whatever, sort of make them hard to defend against. And, so that's the master plan. At least that's what he tells people he wants to do.
What? Tell us a little bit more about the Kickstarter coming up, 2020. Well, is it already on, or?
We had the Kickstarter last year. We talked right before the Kickstarter. We were really good about publicizing the Kickstarter when we had it, and it was a success. We were trying to collect $3,200. We actually ended up getting a little more than that, like $3,600.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really good, and it helps us keep doing the comic book for a little longer. Because the whole idea is we want to get the word out there and keep doing the stories. We're working on. We just released issue number 8 in January. We're going to release number 9 probably in a month or so, and we're trying to keep the ball rolling. We're working actually now on issue 13 and 14. So we're way ahead of the game, but we want to keep it going and hopefully get people interested.
Man, that's awesome. Congratulations. And so now also tell us about Golden Apple Comic Book Store. What's going on there?
Well, we Golden Apple in L.A. is one of the major comic book stores, and we were lucky enough to show them the comic book, and they said, well, you want to do a signing here, which was great. And so we're
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's coming up on March 14th at 1 o'clock at their store on Melrose in Hollywood. So if anybody's listening, they want to show up, we'd love to see them. We'll be there with all the issues up through 8. And it will be me and Trevor and Paul, who are the 2 other co-creators. And we'll be there signing issues and hopefully selling issues. And we also developed a little trading card just for the event that we want to hand out. So hopefully it's one more way. We're trying to get out there more, do more signings, do conventions, things like that. It's, we have to sort of do it on a budget because it can be very expensive to do, conventions and stuff. But we're trying to do more stuff, get out there more, and be able to meet and greet people more, I guess.
Man, that's huge. Love it. Still love the concept, everything you guys are doing. Love to see it kind of keep on going on. And so let's start one at a time. So if somebody wants information on the Kickstarter and to connect with the comic book brand in general, how do they do that?
Well, if you want with the comic book, we have a website which is powersquaredcomicbook.com. And you can go from there. We have a newsletter that we do. We have a podcast that we do. We have a video that we do once a week. We're actually going to start doing a Twitch. When we do the podcast, we're going to record that and do the live Twitch feed stream, and have it be there as well. So we're just we're on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and all those you can find on the website. We added a third supplier, print on demand, or actually it's print on demand and digital, and all that can be found at where you go to the shop tab. It has links to all those three. We're on Comicsology, artistsandart.com, and we're on Indie Planet.
Oh, fantastic. Well, hey, David, it's been great catching up with you on this Reunion 2020 episode. Love to see the comics growing, that you're keeping those issues coming out, and they keep on coming. So I'm excited to have you on next year for 2021. See what issue you're on and see how everything goes then. I know you're out there working the brand, so I love it.
All right.
And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. Hope you had a lot of fun listening. If you did, don't forget, subscribe to the podcast. Leave me a review. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Business, leave us some comments there in the comment section of the video. Love to keep the conversation going. And David, thanks again for coming back on the show.